Good morning. Let's tackle a tough subject here this morning. This is about, I put the cards out and got a lot of cards, so we'll see how this works. But it was about the China U.S. relations, and we know that the first one, I just watched it, the first talk they had, they were changing barbs, they were coming back and forth at each other, you know, and because they're both looking at where they start abuses of power. Okay, um, this comes out of investigations. Okay, that U.S. knows that China. Now, if you know anybody that does business in China, like my daughter went over and spent a year in Shanghai. Her boyfriend at the time was working for, I think it was Microsoft or something. And they have companies that they work in China, but they are under these regulations that if they're going to be doing business that they have to build in China. I think it was that they have to build in China. And then China is known for, when somebody's having something made or done in China, they will reverse engineer it. They will take the information and then run with it and use it. So, we have these types of things going on, and then, they say there are labor abuses and that type of thing, and, just a lot of stuff going on as far as, wanting to do cyber warfare. I mean, all sorts of stuff was being kind of thrown back and forth there. So they're both trying to maintain dominance, okay? So not a good place to begin looking at it again, but they are looking at the abuses of China when it comes to trade and it comes to, we don't make Chinese companies, if they want to come over here, we don't make them build up things here in this country, and this is part of the U.S.'s fault because they allowed this to happen. They capitulated to China, and they still have people, if you want to do business, you've got to go over and build the building and do all this stuff. They've got a lot of restrictions, okay? So what we have here is the challenge is, being able to go forward with strength and truth, okay? When it comes to this relationship, okay? Now, I also threw cards on how to get through this. So the one with the dominance, and the investigations that have been done, we need to do the crown chakra. We need to come to a higher understanding, a higher knowledge, okay? Get beyond the mind spin and the drama. When it comes to moving forward in truth, we need to plant the seeds, and you're waiting the results, okay? It's going to take time. This is not something that's going to be happening overnight. So when I get to the center of these things, what's going on, above it, we have wanting to move forward. Okay, move forward with power. And the way to change this is we need to look and not keep moving from the darkest fears. Both sides are trying to make the other side look bad. Okay? At least that's what China is thinking that U.S. is trying to make them look bad and stuff, and the darkest fears. We need to come out of that. They need to come out of that. U.S. is talking about some of China's repressive things. They're talking about Taiwan and stuff like that. China wants to try to overtake Taiwan. If they're Chinese, they belong to China. Okay? And China hits back with, well, Black Lives Matter. You guys have your own. Well, yeah, but they're not trying to overtake a country. I mean, this has been going on since the Revolution, and Sun Yat-sen, left and they went to Taiwan. Okay? So anyway, we need to come out of this, the level of trading on the darkest fears. We need to, move forward out of that. When it comes to subconscious thing about wanting to do more trade, open up with things, then the word to do it, we need to blossom. We need to do something with more light to it, and that's going to take some time. Underneath of it, energy surrounding it is about balance. They're juggling this stuff. We need to come to a more meeting of the hearts, okay? Seeing beyond these petty things that they've got going one to another. We need to get to the depth of things in order to change it. When it comes to abundance, both places want to be in abundance. Then the way to move forward, we need to change the focus, okay? They need to get beyond this tit for tat and the drama, okay, in order to go forward. Conscious thoughts, when they start, both of them want to aspire to greatness, to better things, but in order to do that, we need to break these chains and heal, okay? Like I said, some of the chains are the way that China does business and things, and so that's going to have to get better. So what we have here, how they see themselves, and both sides see it's a breakdown, a tower moment, okay, when it comes to coming together. And the way to heal it is to teach, okay? We need to get, but sometimes teaching can present its problems because one will be thinking you're trying to gain superiority over me by telling me something. So this has got to be done in a really diplomatic way, the teaching. But the only way it's going to get better with these breakdown tower moments, breakdown in the communication, is to be able to sit there and come together. And hopefully you can get together with somebody that's got some sense, from the other side that they're going to be able to hear. Okay, because sometimes you start to, and you want to teach, and they just shut down. They immediately shut down and just get lock-kneed. So that's, again, it's going to take teaching, it's going to take learning, and opening up a bit. And at the moment, there's a breakdown in communications, okay? In the past, they've had, abundance trade and things, and way to fix it is, we want to come back to that time. Dreams come true. We want to, again, facilitate that, make it better. Short-term things going forward, we're moving forward, but it needs to heal. We need to spread your wings. It needs to be done with a more of an expansion, not just moving things forward, but we need to have an expanded view to move things forward. Hopes and fears, it's about, that truth, but this kind of the tit for tat drama that they've got going, and not truth in a good way, but the sword. I mean, just, they're at each other's throats, and to get beyond this, they need to detach from that. They need to stop playing this tit for tat game, because the outcome of the tit for tat game is an end to relations. It's just going to put a sword in the back when it comes to wanting to go forward. In a way, and in order to change that, we need to come together. There needs to be the end of this tit for tat and telling each other what's wrong with everything, because when they're doing it that way, what's going to happen is both of them are going to get their hackles up and will just be more just solidified in their fight, and things are not going to open that way, okay? So there's no easy answer, because there are a lot of abuses with China, the way they've done business and the way that we've allowed them to run over the top of U.S. when it comes to trade and relations, okay? And once they've got their foot in that corner, they don't want to back down. They don't want to, change anything. They go, no, we've got it this way and we want to keep it this way. And so, there are no easy answers going forward. You can try to be as diplomatic as you want, but if the other side is shut down, they're shut down. Okay, and if you know anything about the communist regime, I mean, they're hardcore. It's hardcore. It's our way or no way type of thing. Even in their own country, when you see that you watch the revolution and what took place, those that were the intellectuals and everything, they got rid of. They killed so many off. They, took the peasants and raised the peasants up, and those that were the intellectuals and teachers and stuff, they got rid of. And then everything came in to how Chairman Mao wanted to see things. So you get into that, the whole history of it. The communist regime is not really, they say they're for the people and that everything is equal. Well, some people were more equal than others, so again, you still have this hierarchy. And they're really, like you said, they took over the things in Hong Kong. They were separate, but then now the regime is coming in, and so they're fighting against that. They want their autonomy, and that's not happening. They're still angry, again, about Taiwan, and they want to absorb anything. If you're Chinese, then you need to be communist. That's it. You need to come under Mao. You need to come under, the newer regime that's in now. But it stems from that time when Mao Zedong took over. And they've just been going forward from that with that same type of mentality and stuff. So again, there's no easy answer, just going over there and trying to, because it's between night and day, when it comes to the difference in mentality between the U.S. and China mentality. Now, yeah, I'm not up on all the history of China, but I know, I was married before my ex-husband was. His family was wealthy in China. They left when Mao Zedong was taking over. They left. They were very prominent. They were one of the first kings, the emperors in China. It was one of their ancestors. And so they fled the country with nothing. They left everything back in China and moved to Korea to escape the regime. And yeah, so not easy, not easy. But they did get out with their lives, so they were fortunate because so many people during that time that were prominent families, the regime got rid of them. Okay, we'll just put it. They executed them, and took over, and yeah. So anyway, to come down to it, it's not going to be easy to have these relations with China. It's not just a matter of diplomacy. And they're really not going to want to hear about the truth of it, that they are just trying to run roughshod over people, and what they're doing is not beneficial. But of course, they're not going to want to hear any of that. And anytime you bring any of that up about Taiwan or any of the other things, they're going to push back hard, and they're going to be even more stiff when it comes to going forward with anything. Okay, that's why they're saying, butt out of our affairs. It's not your business what we're doing with Taiwan or any of these other things. We just want to do trade. That's it. So yeah, it's a difficult position. There are no easy answers in dealing with China, and we'll just have to see what goes forward. Hopefully it gets better. But I think that's going to be a while in coming. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Love and light. See you online.